Trucker Jim. Here's Beamer over here. Beamer is adjusting well to the life of a trucking dog instead of, well, a cattle dog is what he was bred to be. Beamer is a Texas healer, even though he gets confused as being a golden retriever and other things. He's a Texas healer. But Beamer has not been to Texas yet. But give us time, people. We'll get there. We are currently in Ohio, and we'll be picking up our next load in Ohio. If anyone ever asks you what Trucker Jim is, you tell him he's a rock star. You don't think so, Beamer? Let me tell you about this week we had. We are on track to have over 3,000 miles this week. And let me tell you how I did it. I didn't have anything going on. I didn't have no kids wanting to hang out with me. I didn't have any ladies want to give me loving. So Beamer and I decided we're going to have a good trucking week. I was already under a load that was delivering to Savannah. I could get it there as early as 8 o'clock in the morning. So what did I do? Sunday afternoon, I went to the truck with all my stuff and I took a nap. Right back here in the sleeper, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, my alarm went off, but I was already up making coffee, and we got on the road early, delivered to Savannah at 8 o'clock, but the load I was expecting to get that was going to Ohio, it canceled. But my dispatch got me a load from one end of Georgia to the other that I delivered the next morning. So let me just give a quick recap. I got started about 4 in the morning. I delivered, I picked up and drove my clock out, and I had over 500 miles at the end of the day. And then I did about a 10-hour break, and I got started. And then I drove for a while, and I delivered, and then I picked up, and I drove my clock out and got shut down. Each day went this way. What are you digging on, Beamer? Huh? What are you digging on? So yeah, I've been to Baltimore. I was in Brazil yesterday. Sure was. Brazil, Indiana. Ow! I don't think I got that on camera, but Beamer just pinched me in the inner thigh. Do you need to get out, Beamer? Okay, we should be okay here. I can tell my story outside. I know that look. Beamer wants to play ball. Let me get a ball. That's what you want? Boom! Did I get that on camera? Good job, Beam. Beamer always goes near like property edges, near fence and things to pee and poop. He never does it out in the open. Not one time. No accidents in the truck. Texas Healer is a good breed in my experience. Yeah, but all week has been super smooth, starting around 4, getting up, around 3. So I'm, a couple of days I had a shower, or at least one day I had a shower. Get to walk Beamer, make my coffee, think about things for a bit, thinking about the reasons that I'm out here trucking again. It's not just to have a job, but I gotta have a job because I have financial responsibilities, but there's more purpose behind it than just that. But I tell you, that is a good recipe for success and good habits. The situation won't allow it to be that way all the time, but it is my perfect scenario, and we're about a day away from it being completed. And next week it will be even sweeter because it kind of sucked today. When I got my deposit today, I was like, what am I, back at NFI doing local Volvo driving? My deposit wasn't even $800. That's right, less than $800. It didn't have a comma in it, people. And ever since the days of US Express, if you've been following this channel, I've been talking about comma checks. If you're gonna be out here working all week long at a daggum minimum, you're gonna make $1,000. It's gonna be more than that. It's gonna be a comma check, or in today's world, a comma deposit. But as I got to looking at the math and everything, and I have a notebook where I keep up with all of my trips and everything, the last trip that I did didn't count. I mean, it'll be on this next one, so there's extra 500 miles, actually 600 miles. That'll be on there. And it was Labor Day. We didn't work Labor Day. There was no laboring on Labor Day. Watch him, he's wanting this ball so bad. After I throw it to him, he'll run off. Boom! But y'all help me keep an eye on him. Hey, truck drivers, you guys have probably heard of airlines before in trucking, right? Airlines are pretty important. airlines. There's two. There's a red and a blue. And they go from the truck to your trailer. And it controls the air for your brakes and things back there. Well, ever since I've got this truck, I noticed early on into having this truck that I heard air a lot. And I would lose air in certain situations in the cab. And you have to let that build back up. And some of you are gonna say, Trucker Jim, I wasn't admitted to that stuff. That makes you look like a dumbass. And I can't argue with you there. In hindsight, but in my defense, I had just come back to trucking after getting really used to being in my Chevy and just kind of accepting these brakes aren't as good as you hear air a lot. Well, each time I hit the brake anyway, because I didn't have a blue air hose. I had a blue air hose. It was hooked up here. I can't tell you how many times I checked those black rubbers, gauntlets. But what had happened was it was broke here under this coil, and anytime I hit the brakes, air released, which is virtually like not having a hose, because all the air doesn't go here, which is to your brake. It's just spraying on a catwalk, and the catwalk's got holes in it. Air is escaping. I previously had never thought to even check that on a pre-trip. I was just doing visual inspections, and I guess that's a rookie mistake or a rookie return. So because of that, my stopping power was greatly decreased. I mean, I still had brakes, I still stopped. You know, I've got my red airline here, but the blue was no air. And you don't hear any leaks because it just happens when you press the brake. And there was a few times, and I had some issues, some calls that were closer than I like them to be as far as me getting stopped in situations and not running in the back of somebody. Me riding around with one airline not working greatly decreases your air brakes. I mean, that's what your brakes need, is air to stop you. But I thought that was a lesson worth sharing. Anybody else have ever been in a situation similar? Beamer, where's the ball? Where's the ball? Huh? I've got a bad habit of letting Beamer develop bad habits for me not watching him the whole time like he's a toddler or something. And when he goes to pee or poop, he'll drop his ball, finish his business, and walk away, leaving his ball. But even though with counting next week's and what I've done maintaining that over 500 mile average and short resets, I think I'm going to crack 3 nonetheless. At least 2,500, no doubt about that. And here at Quickway, the driver I am, now the bread and milk guys, they probably get paid more than that. I know they do. But me, I'm at 63 cents a mile as my base, but it goes up once I hit 2,500 miles, which I have done. And I've got the rest of the day and tomorrow to add to it. And at 3,000 miles, it's 73 cents a mile. Do the math. That's over $2,200. Like 2,000 is kind of the new 1,000. Like when I first started, I wanted to make $1,000 a week. That ain't enough anymore. I want to make 2. How about you?
I'm going back to where it all began. I'm a straight shooting type and a hot-blooded man. I got 500 miles of open road, and I'm driving down the highway to you. Long nights on this traveling beast. It's a lonely existence when you go the distance. The big road trip, and it's gonna be good. So fuel up on gas and check under the hood. Just 200 miles and I'm feeling okay. Oh, how I wish that we could meet halfway. Drive until the morning light. I'll take care of you. The road can have some bites. I'm going back to where it all began. I'm a straight shooting type and a hot-blooded man. I got 500 miles of open road, and I'm driving down the highway to you.
hopefully it's the damn ABS light sensor or whatever.
I knew exactly what was wrong with it. The short between the steering wheel and the driver's seat.
Who knows where that's at? I think that's a funny shot. If anyone else thinks that's funny too, leave me a comment. But the road footage in this video came from West Virginia. Shout out to my buddy Elvis. Saw him last week. The other was in Ohio. That ending clip that sounded like two guys on a CB, what that was from Zello. Zello is a walkie-talkie app that anyone with an internet connection can access. Most people download the app on their iPhone or their Android. You don't have to have a Bluetooth headset, but it works best if you do. And you find a channel that you like. There's a bunch out there, but I have started a new one. It's called the Keep On Truckin' Zello channel. I don't know if you've ever said to yourself, you know, I'd like to have a conversation with that guy trucker, Jim. Well, now you can. A lot of my friends I talk to regular now, I met them on a Zello channel. There will be a link to the Keep On Truckin' Zello channel in the description of this video. First step is downloading the app, and then you need to have a username and profile. It's your email and a password, and then you're in. Do a search for Keep On Truckin' Zello channel, and you should find it. The picture for the Keep On Truckin' Zello channel is an old trucker belt buckle that says Keep On Truckin'. You can't miss it. It's a really small channel right now. If you're a douchebag, please find something else to do with your time. But if you're smart or funny or been trucking for a bunch of years, have questions for me, have been watching and commenting for years, look forward to live videos, then the Keep On Truckin' Zello channel is perfect for you. Download it today and you can probably catch me on there. Zello is why I like to use Blue Parrots, because this top button right here is your trigger. But when you set up a Zello channel, by default, you're gonna have to like hold the button while you talk and then let it go to stop talking. Turn on the toggle. It's way better. It's a trigger to talk and the trigger to stop talking past someone else. But the middle part of this video, where I was getting loaded and walking Beamer, I think maybe Beamer caught a ball. I haven't edited that yet. I left that camera in the truck. So I'm going to head to the truck this evening, edit the video, get it uploaded, catch a nap, and get started on another week. And we'll talk more about the 500-mile habit in upcoming videos, but it's something I've been striving to do from the very beginning. Do the math. It makes a lot of sense. Having the standard of having 500-mile days, even if you are delivering and picking up in the same day. That's a full day, but full days add up to good weekly paychecks. But it's Sunday, guys. I'm at home for just a little bit, but a new week will be upcoming, and I'll see you in it. But until then, be safe out there and keep on trucking.
Everybody going through a little something.